Hey everyone, imagine stepping into college only to get hit with surprises, heated debates about Pride and Prejudice, and unexpected romance at every corner. If you love movies that mix heart, drama, and a bit of mystery, stick around. Today we're diving deep into the wild, emotional roller coaster that is After 2019. Welcome back to Movie Recaps Hub podcast. I'm Doolin, and here on this channel, we break down movies in a way that's fun, honest, and totally relatable. Whether you're a hardcore fan or just looking for your next binge-worthy film, you're in the right place. All right, so let's jump straight into it. After 2019 is a love story that comes with a twist, a dark secret that keeps you guessing until the very end. We start off with Tessa in her room, frantically packing up some last-minute things before leaving for college. Meanwhile, her mom is in the kitchen, all anxious and making sure they don't forget anything important. You can just feel the nervous energy in the air, right? When Tessa arrives at college, she meets her new roommate, Steph, who's already busy getting into some interesting interactions with another dorm mate. It's pretty clear from the get-go that Tessa is in for a rude awakening. Think of it like the clash between a sweet, innocent girl from the burbs and the electric, larger-than-life energy of the big city. And then there's Tristan. She's there too, kind of just hanging around and adding to the mix. Tessa's roommates quickly decide they're going to show her the ropes of her freshman year, promising to guide her through all the cool spots on campus. But you know how moms can be. Tessa's mom isn't too thrilled about all of this. She even tries to request a room change, but Tessa talks her out of it by reassuring her that she's not easily distracted. I mean, is Tessa one of the most trustworthy kids ever? Or is her mom just super trusting? It's definitely a gamble. After bidding farewell to her mom and her boyfriend Noah, Tessa goes back to her room. Steph asks about her mom, but Tessa reassures her that everything's fine, and the day goes on as normally as you'd expect. And here's a cool side note. Tessa rocks a full-body skirt, something that feels refreshingly old school, and honestly, there was nothing for her mom to worry about. Next up, Tessa heads to her first class and meets Landon. They introduce themselves, and we find out that Tessa is majoring in economics. After a promising start to her day, Tessa heads from the showers back to her room, only to be surprised by an unexpected visitor. Picture this. You walk in, still in your towel, and there's a biker kid lying in your bed. Excuse me? You'd probably say. Maybe even throw something at him. Soon enough, Steph shows up again trying to persuade Tessa to go out with her and Hardin. But Hardin, being the brooding guy he is, isn't really feeling the party vibe. So Tessa just flat out refuses to go. As they leave, Tessa's left with this weird feeling, but then she just goes on getting dressed. The very next day, Tessa starts noticing Hardin everywhere in her daily routine. That night, Steph convinces her to join a party, and bam! Tessa is thrown into a whole new world. There's a moment at the party when someone blurts out, "Oh my God, where'd you find this girl?" First of all, mind your own business. Secondly, my face was about the same as Steph's when she downed that swig. Honestly, it feels like Tessa's having her first night out drinking. Maybe a bit too fast. After a truth or dare game that goes off the rails, Tessa turns down Hardin and decides to call Noah on the phone. But when Noah hears she's at a party and had a drink, he starts lecturing her. Tessa's fed up and hangs up to go back in. Next thing you know, she finds herself walking into Hardin's room, where she discovers some literature that resonates with her. And then, Hardin pops in to try finishing their interrupted game of truth or dare. As they get closer, Tessa suddenly feels like she shouldn't be there and leaves. Now, let's talk wardrobe. What is Tessa even wearing? Seriously, where does she get all these stylish threads? It's clear she's her own person, and you've got to give her props for that. The story takes an interesting turn when Tessa's in her English class. She and Hardin spark off a debate about the integrity of Pride and Prejudice. This conversation unravels just how differently they view life and love. Before you know it, they start off as friends. It's wild how the person you might think is the worst match for you can actually be the one you're most attracted to. Ever wonder why that happens? Then, things really escalate. Hardin takes Tessa for a drive, literally all the way out to the middle of the woods, where he drops her off at a tiny dock. Here, he strips down and jumps into the water, leaving Tessa with a choice: either join him on that dock or walk back. After changing into his shirt, she jumps in with him, and they have a deep conversation about what they want in a man. Fast forward, they share their first kiss, grab a bite to eat, and try to find out more about each other. But when Tessa asks about his family, Hardin dodges the question, and the moment is ruined by interruptions from his friends, Molly and Zed. Hardin then sends Tessa away, and she boldly declares that she's going to break up with her boyfriend just so they can be together. Hardin, however, says he doesn't date, and Tessa storms out. You can almost see the frustration on both their faces. That night, Tessa dreams about Hardin caressing her without a shirt on. And although the dream is steamy, what she wakes up to the next morning is something completely unexpected. A goofy high schooler standing in the college yard with a bouquet of flowers, calmly declaring, "Surprise." It's definitely one of the smoothest gestures you've seen, but I'm not so sure it's going to last. Later that night, at a wild party in the woods where all the friends gather, Tessa brings Noah along. Amid a game of suck and blow where Molly stokes up trouble, Noah tries to do his best as a boyfriend, but Hardin's possessiveness kicks in and takes charge. Clearly, Hardin has his own methods. As the party winds down, Tessa and Noah return to the dorm. She stays up later, lost in thought, until a call from Landon pulls her away. When she meets him, Landon explains that Hardin is having a really rough night emotionally. Sure enough, Hardin eventually opens up about his father remarrying, but not without a mishap that sees Tessa cutting her hand on glass from Hardin's broken bottle. This incident sobers Hardin up just enough for him to take her inside, clean her wound, and even confess that he wants to date her. Talk about young hormones making everything intense. Next thing, they're making out in Hardin's bathroom. Clothes come off, and he literally kisses her all over. Meanwhile, poor Noah is fast asleep back in the girls' dorm. At this point, no one really seems like a good person. The very next morning, Tessa realizes she's left Noah in her room. As she rides back to the dorm, where Noah is sitting outside, Hardin appears right behind them. Noah pieces everything together as he drives off. And even though Tessa tries to explain, Noah's not having it. After that, Tessa starts ignoring everyone. Both her mom and Hardin keep trying to reach out, but she pushes them away. Until finally, one night, she's ready to open up. Instead of turning to her mom, Tessa ends up pouring her heart out to Hardin. Their bond grows stronger as they spend more time alone together, even though Tessa is clearly feeling guilty about her choices. And seriously, I haven't seen a guy take his shirt off this much since Twilight. But hey, it's college. Everything's a little over the top. Then there's Tessa's mom. No warning, no knock, she just barges in like she's a roommate. after witnessing Tessa and Hardin together and talking about how Tessa needs to live her life her own way, her mom delivers a final, crushing piece of advice. Hardin is only going to break her heart. With that, she storms out and Tessa's back to her usual self. Finding out that Tessa's mom is cutting her off sends Hardin into overdrive. He manages to find a place where both of them can live together for the rest of the school year. Things seem perfect, or at least that's how Tessa starts feeling. But then the movie takes its final twists. Can this newfound peace really last forever? Or is this just the calm before another storm? Now here's the canon twist. One night, Tessa and Hardin attend the reception for Hardin's father's wedding. While Hardin's dad gives a touching speech about his love for Landon, Hardin reveals that the man he remembers is very different. Once a drunk, now a changed man. Or so he claims. When his father reaches out, Hardin pushes him away, with Tessa stepping in to save the moment. After a night of dancing, they head back to their place, where Hardin even pops a cherry for a movie on teenage love. A surprisingly calm moment in all the chaos. Later, Molly starts blowing up Hardin's phone with secrets, and when Tessa confronts him, he brushes it off and leaves. While waiting, Tessa gets a creepy text from a guy who tried to kiss her in the woods, claiming he'll explain. Seriously, how does he even have her number? Things only get weirder from here. Finally, after all the confusion and heartbreak, Tessa questions everyone and everything. Hardin tries to explain that his past was before he really knew her, but Tessa can't hear him. In a heart-wrenching scene, she runs out into the rain, leaving Hardin behind. Tessa then takes a bus back to her mom's house, where she receives a warm welcome. Later, she meets Noah at the school field, a mature, composed conversation that helps patch things up. Once resolved, Tessa returns to campus, settles back in her old dorm, and continues her studies. On the flip side, Hardin reflects on every moment they shared, alone in his room, as the semester winds down. In a final twist, Tessa's English teacher surprises her with a term paper that Hardin claims was written more for you. It was for me. Tessa's eyes say it all, even if part of her just wants to toss that thing away. After some time, Tessa reads Hardin's paper in the courtyard. As she listens to his words, she realizes he's genuinely changed, that he now believes in love, standing together at their secret pier, with Hardin joining her as they both look out over the water. The film closes on this teenage love story that's more about growth and inner change than non-stop drama. And that, my friends, is After 2019, a wild ride filled with passion, drama, and a journey of self-discovery. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more movie recaps just like this, please hit that like button, drop a comment below about your favorite moment, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for hanging out with me today. See you in the next video.